What's up, YouTube? So I've got a Forester sitting outside. Worked on it before. It's had some strange issues in the past. Well, not too many strange issues, just a leaking fuel injector. Uh, and what the complaint is, when they park the vehicle inside the garage and they leave it there for a couple hours, it fumes in the garage, and the fumes are so bad they're making their way into the house. So it's kind of that's a little bit strange complaint, but it could be from any kind of leak. If it's leaking fuel and it's just sitting around evaporating. But she's had fuel leaks in the past, and fuel's pretty easy to identify the smell of. So and she hasn't mentioned it fuels. She just says it's fumes and a real bad stink. My thoughts are, possibly an oil leak. It's leaking down onto the exhaust, and as the exhaust cools, it takes generally an hour, and it's just burning off oil into the garage, and that haze with smoke is making its way into the home. So I've kind of already looked at it, but I kind of want to walk through with you and show you what I found, and talk a little bit more about the vehicle's history, just to get a general idea of how this may have happened. So one of my subscribers, Accent Star Maiden, he was asking, is it always raining where you are? There's some drops on the camera already. And yeah, it is. It's always raining here. I'll do a little video on the place that I live in the future some point, because it is an interesting place. We're the third weekend of February, and it's actually relatively decent outside and raining. So, but anyways, this is the Forester, if you remember this guy. This is the one that had that fuel injector leak that I doubled up the O-ring on, and so I've let it sit outside and run for a while, just to kind of try and find out what might be going on. So I came right to the fuel injector, kind of wondering, and just had a quick little look. Everything looking really dry over here. Relatively up top, there's a little bit of seepage out of this power steering pump. I've always kind of wondered about this engine. I'm pretty sure it is out of another vehicle. It has actually a used engine, and it probably sat around in the yard for quite a while. I could tell that this fuel injector rail had taken a hit or something, and that's why the injector didn't actually want to seal. So it took 2 O-rings to seal it up, and it looks to be very dry. But like I said, I've already run the vehicle, indicating fuel or oil, some kind of petroleum's leaking out. And of course the rain is really making it obvious. So I did want to come over to where I was last working, because I did put in this pressure switch and that lift solenoid, and I wanted to make sure that it looked really nice and dry. And I'm getting the light on there good. I don't know how well the camera can see in there, but it does look really good. Absolutely no leaks coming from there. But when I look down further on the cross member, there's a lot of fresh oil that's dropped. So I'm wondering, like, head gasket, maybe the valve cover gasket's leaking. So I decided to run it and actually look to see if I could actually see anything. So I actually drove the vehicle up onto the ramp and had a good look from underneath, and I kept on seeing a drop come down onto the exhaust, and I'm wondering what could heavily leak that much. So I'm going to kind of stick the camera in. The noise is going to pick up because the quality of the microphone that I'm using right now is not very good, but I'll see if the camera can actually see what's going on. But right down here on this valve cover, I keep on seeing this little puff, and if I put my finger there, oil's building up on the end of my finger, and believe it or not, the valve cover's cracked. So you might be wondering, well, how does a valve cover just crack like that? And well, I can't really tell you, because they don't. I don't imagine anything happened on the inside to make that crack happen. So what my guess would be is because I have noticed an oil leak out of this thing before and assumed it had maybe some seeping head gaskets or something else. But the oil leaks definitely progressively got worse. So possibly when this engine was out, because either it's a replacement engine, or I think she might have said they did head gaskets on it or something, or they replaced it with another motor. And they got a little ruthless installing the engine, and possibly, you know, that motor come up against the side of the car, or maybe while it was out, you know, it could have been from the scrapyard, it could have been from the car accident that the engine was out of, or there's so many different variables that could be involved. But so what do I have to do to correct it? Well, she actually needs a valve cover, and I'm not so like, I don't think I actually have one to fit that, but I'm gonna have to have another look, unless I can give one up and repair hers and use it for myself. I think I could just JB weld the thing back together. It is just a fine hairline crack in the thing. I almost feel like, yeah, there might have been something that hit it on the outside there, but I won't really know until I actually take the valve cover off for inspection. But yeah, that's what kind of stuff happens when you buy used vehicles, and you can get a lemon. It's possible. I mean, that's a really good vehicle. It's just got these little issues that were created by ruthless people and mechanics. Anyway, if you like this video, definitely give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, please consider hitting that subscribe button for me. Leave your questions and comments further down below, and I'll see you in the next one.